There's so much drama going on right now.
Girl, she not ready to have her.
Hey, what is up, all my social climbing friends? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be discussing a whole bunch of things. There's two lawsuits that are going on right now, one with James Charles, and one that you may not know about with MORPHE.
MORPHE brushes. Like, oh yes, I'm MORPHE, the owner of MORPHE and MORPHE fabrics by MORPHE. It's a little overwhelming.
So it's a lot. We're going to get into it. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm okay. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I'm not really in the greatest of moods. So the first things first, yesterday, James Charles got on Twitter and he uploaded a 7-minute video basically outlining a whole thing that's going on between him and an ex-employee. And he pretty much blasted her. My first impression of this whole thing is, and I'm really bad at reading people, like, to be honest, I am one of those people, like, if you talk straight to me, you can lie to my face and I'll believe you because I'm just that susceptible. I don't want to think that people are inherently liars. But apparently, in hindsight now, everything that James said seems really bad. Because first things first, I had somebody that actually employs people in California reach out to me and explain to me the whole non-exempt versus exempt thing and how he got on the internet and basically said he paid this girl $75,000 to do work, and she's claiming that he underpaid her, and apparently there's ramblings about her allegedly getting hurt and having to go on like a short-term disability while she was working for him, and that is when he allegedly fired her. What do you think about all that, Nick?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that if people want like the good rundown of that, of everything in the lawsuit, go to Emily Baker's video.
Yeah, 100%.
Because she did that, and we learned that after we uploaded the video on my channel yesterday. I'm still going to go with, I think that James uploaded this to try to divert attention away from the other drama that he is in and wanted to talk about this because he wants to, and he said it in his live stream, or not his live stream, he said it in his video that the court of public opinion was against him. So in my opinion, he's trying to gain the court of public opinion back by acting like a victim, saying that he's being like blackmailed, extorted, like whatever is the word that he used.
So, I mean, basically, like, I don't want to say I believe James when he first put this up there, but I was more inclined to be receptive to what he was saying and not just brush it off because the tone and the way he was looking at the camera and things. But then it started like clicking with me. I was a little bit baked when I watched this video and we made the reaction on Nick's channel. But hindsight is definitely 2020 with this because it makes sense because he brought up this whole Twitter account that's now suspended that I made a video about, the last video that I made. He talked about that, and then he got into how much this girl has like pretty much slandered him, or what he claims is slander. It's not necessarily slander if it's true, and if she can prove all this stuff, I think she's going to take him to the cleaners.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think that he's scared of whatever she is going to say in this article.
It's really interesting because, you know, I don't know who is writing this article. I have a inclination it's probably Kat because she popped off on Twitter after all of this happened. But it's really straight. Like, I want to know who informed James that an article was being written about all of this, because these articles that Insider writes, they're juicy.
Do they reach out for statements?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So
it's like real journalists. And that, you know, a lot of people think that we try to be journalists, but we're not. We're like commentary, and we react to things that are on the internet. We're not people that are in the legal system. We don't understand all this legal jargon. We don't understand all that. This is just basically opinions and commentary on what we see going on to let you guys know what's going on. And some people look to us like we're the news. We just need to dead that whole thing right now. Drama channels are not news channels. People like Emily Baker that really know the law and that's their profession, that is what they are keen with. That's what they know. So if you're wanting like a legal type terminology breakdown of scenarios, highly suggest her. Highly suggest Emily. But with all that said, I don't really think that this is going to go in James's favor, just especially because the way that he laid everything out in that video and him saying what he paid her, that looks so bad, and that can and will be used against him, in my opinion, in a court of law, because the whole arbitration thing is out the window now. But speaking of lawsuits, there's another lawsuit.
Ooh.
I can't say that I didn't see this coming, but I did see this coming.
Unleash your inner lawsuit.
Unleash your inner lawsuit. So you guys know that MORPHE has been working with a ton of influencers since what, 2015, 2016.
A ton of problematic people.
Ton of very problematic people, but now it seems like everything is coming back to bite them, because most recently we know that they said that they were not going to work with James. They were going to wind down their whole production and all of that, and then it came out that they didn't cut his product down that much. I think, what was it, like, basically the difference on what they would have paid on James's promo code is what they took off, because it's been marked down like $2 and $4 on different things.
$4.
So that's the difference that that code would have made, right? But now, and this isn't even allegedly, like, Morphe is being sued. There is a 200-page document that has made its way to me via Emily, and I want to talk about that. So, you know, Morphe has opened up all these retail locations. They've had James working with them. They've had many different openings. They had Jeffree Star working for them. And now in 2 locations, I believe it's Tampa, and there's one other location. I don't have the document.
Great Falls, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't have the document right in front of me, but the combined amount of alleged losses is
Millions.
just over $9 million.
Yes. And now, in my opinion, now learning about these lawsuits, and this is even a thing, I'm like, maybe that's why they are not wanting to mark James' stuff down anymore, because they have to gain all this money. Because without James, who is their cash cow?
It's not Nikita.
I don't even think that it's Jacqueline anymore.
Yeah,
You don't ever hear Jacqueline talking about Morphe that much.
And you know what's crazy about it? Jacqueline didn't put her products in Morphe, but you know, Jacqueline is somewhat of a former brand, right? We know that, but I think it was strategic for her not to put it in Morphe, because what if Morphe goes out of business?
Yep.
She's not going to have anybody to carry her products, so she went with Ulta. A lot of people are done with Morphe. There's so many people that have like resigned with their codes. There's not many. You don't ever see really anybody but Jacqueline mention Morphe anymore, and James.
I just really feel like within the next few years, Morphe is not going to be what it is. First of all, Morphe is definitely not what it was.
So are you saying that you think that Morphe's going to wind down as a company?
Oh, God.
Is that what you're saying?
If that was the case, they're going to be here forever. But no, I think that they will probably pull back on their stores, and I think that they will become an online store only.
I totally could foresee that happening.
Because, can I say this? Every Morphe store that we've ever been into, unless there was a huge launch, like when the conspiracy came out, of course, people were standing outside for that. But every other time that I've ever gone to a Morphe store, there is like no one in there.
Yeah.
It's just the employees.
It's
and
always
you're like,
dead in there. You never see anybody in there.
Yeah.
But
shop online.
Yeah, shop online 100%. Stay home, stay safe. If you don't have to go out to a store, don't go out to a store. But I just found this really interesting. $9 million is a very large number. I haven't really got to look through it all the way. I just know that that's the 2 numbers combined. I don't know if that's for the entirety of the lease, if that's what they're going after or what, but they have defaulted apparently on at least 2 locations. I've heard through the grapevine it may actually be more, and we may be seeing more lawsuits coming toward Morphe for rent not being paid. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this whole thing with James Charles and his lawsuit versus his ex-employee? And what do you think about Morphe not paying their rent, girl, because they ain't got people out here to cash in on anymore, because there's nobody promoting those codes. But aside from all that, I hope you all have an amazing day, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.